Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Blue Lightning here, and today is just going to be a quick easy video. It's going to be a guide video on how to get diamond pistols. So just real quick guys, I did make it home safe and sound. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. If you don't, make sure you do. Links down in the description below. So make sure you drop a follow on Twitter and I'll make sure to follow you back. But yeah guys, made it home. Been home a few days now. Got yesterday's video out, the 1v1 Sundays. Had a lot of fun editing that. It was kind of stressful getting it done in time, but still a lot of fun. We're going to slow it down a bit with a challenge guide on how to get the diamond pistols and how to make it easier for yourself. So first of all, I already broke rule number 1, which is what I'm about to tell you right now. So rule number 1 is you're going to want to play hardcore. Because after you get the 200 kills with the pistol, you do need 160 headshots. And to get headshots in core, that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. If you manage to get 160 headshots in core, you are one hell of a grinder, my friend. Because I do not have the patience for that. So definitely recommend hardcore domination or hardcore TDM. I mean, honestly, you could do hardcore free-for-all if you want. But definitely, I did way more games on TDM than anything. So I recommend hardcore. But in this gameplay, you'll see that I actually made a mistake. I accidentally was in core. And then since I'd already gotten the first gun gold, I was like, well, you know what, screw it, I gotta go with it now. I gotta get them all gold in one game. It's double XP weekend. Want to get them all diamond in one game to see how much XP I got. So yeah, don't break rule number 1, play hardcore for headshots. Okay, so now let's just go down the pistols as you unlock them. So first of all, you unlock the EMC, right? You start with that pistol. Now the class setups I'm going to be giving you here, I'm going to flash them up on the screen. You'll be able to see the diamond that's on them there as well, so I won't have to go back at the end and show you them all diamond. So the first pistol, the EMC. These classes are what helped me got 160 headshots, not necessarily what helped me finish the extra challenges. This is mainly focused on headshots. So for every pistol, it is consistent that you use a sight because it's going to make it a lot easier. I myself prefer the ELO sight because it's less bulkier. I do that with most of my guns rather than a reflex sight, and I prefer using the lens reticle on the ELO sight over everything else, either that or the Lambda O. Now when you're grinding out headshots, it's very important that you use the variants to your advantage, okay? So the variant I recommend using for the EMC is the Mulligan. The Mulligan takes missed bullets that you shoot, and some of them get reloaded back into the magazine, so it might give you those extra couple bullets you need to snag that kill, and it also increases damage range. Now the EMC is a great gun. You can actually basically snipe with it, honestly. It's not a lot of kick on it. Now what I recommend when using the semi-auto pistols is equipping the attachment called Auto Sear. Now what Auto Sear does is that it takes a semi-auto pistol and changes it to a fully automatic pistol. So you can do this for the EMC and the Kendall. Now I recommend using Auto Sear on both. Now also I prefer using a suppressor on every class as well, just because I like going unnoticed on the minimap when they have UAVs. Now when talking about going unnoticed on the minimap, something else that is consistent with every class is the perks. I use the same 3 perks for every class, basically every class when I'm grinding for headshots, and that is Dexterity, Ghost, and Dead Silence. I double down on perk 1 and use Dead Silence at perk 3. So like I said, ELO, Suppressor, Dexterity, Ghost, and Dead Silence are all going to be consistent with all of the classes that I use for the pistols when going for headshots. Now with the EMC, like I said, you're going to want to use the Mulligan. This increases damage range, and I also use Faraday Slug with the Auto Sear. Now Faraday Slug is going to increase the headshot damage, so you'll be able to kill the enemies quicker with headshots, because I feel like this gun doesn't really do enough damage. It doesn't get the credit it deserves. It could do more damage per bullet, so that's why I put Faraday Slug on, because it's either a 1 or a 2 shot kill when in hardcore. The next pistol we're going to talk about is the Oni. The variant I use for the Oni is the Unshakable. What the Unshakable does is it will reduce the recoil on the gun. In my opinion, the Oni was the worst pistol to complete. I absolutely hated doing it. I don't like the fact that the rate of fire increases the longer that you hold down the trigger, because I much prefer doing burst fire. So it was super annoying to work with, especially when I wasn't playing well. The gun and I didn't mesh together. It just didn't work. Won't be using that as a secondary anymore in any of my classes, that's for sure. But use the Unshakable because it does reduce recoil. This gun gets quite a bit of recoil on it when shooting it, especially when it starts speeding up. Now like I said, I recommend ELO and Suppressor. Now with this gun, since it's not very powerful and it's a lot harder to get long shots, I recommend using the Particle Lamp. So the Particle Lamp's going to extend your stopping power range, just as you guys know. So you'll be able to get those kills at longer range, which is going to help you out a ton with the Oni. And then finally, I recommend using a laser sight, because this gun, like I said, it starts shooting off slow, so you really want to make sure that you have the best chance possible of hitting those first bullets, especially if it's an in-your-face gunfight. So I recommend using laser sight on this gun and the Particle Lamp as well. Now let's talk about the Kendall. So the Kendall is actually mission team exclusive. You can only unlock variants of the Kendall when leveling up your mission teams. So in order to get Cartel, which is the epic variant, which is the one I feel that is best for getting headshots, you have to get your Wraith mission team to level 40. Now what the Cartel does is, and why I picked it to be the best one for headshots, it has hit and run, which increases your movement speed, so it allows you to move around a lot quicker. You can get away from your enemy, around your enemy, into more advantageous positions to start off rounds and things like that. So it really helps you just start off on the right foot. So I really like the Kendall Cartel, plus it looks cool as shit. So again, you're going to use Elo, Auto Sear, and Suppressor, and I recommend using Rifled Barrel. This gun really does not have a ton of kick on it, so highly recommend using Rifled Barrel, because now you can take this gun from short to medium all the way to long range potentially. There have been plenty of times where I've been able to snipe people off with a pistol, especially the Kendall and the EMC. And that actually brings us to our last pistol here, guys, the Hailstorm. The Hailstorm doesn't relatively have a lot of kick to it either, so you'll see why I use this variant that I did in a second. Now, if you played Black Ops 3, you actually, if you logged on at a certain time, you received a special variant called the Hailstorm Thunder. Now what this did was it provided faster cycling, so you could shoot the bullets quicker. There was less delay in between the time it took you to shoot and shoot another round, but in turn it did give you a higher recoil. But like I said, I used the Hailstorm Thunder because honestly this gun didn't have a lot of kick, and in hardcore you really only have to hit maybe 1 or 2 of the bullets to actually get the kill if you're going for headshots. So you can strafe an enemy and still get the kill, and since it shoots 3 bullets at a time, since it is a 3-round burst, I felt like the Thunder with the increased recoil really wasn't that big of a deal for me. But if you didn't play Black Ops 3, or you just didn't take Infinity Ward up on the offer, then I recommend using the Tracer variant. This is going to reduce your hip spread. It's going to make it more effective at close range, especially being a 3-round burst. Again, you're going to want to use the Elo and Suppressor attachments, as well as Rifled Barrel and Laser Sight. Now this is going to be essentially the same thing with the Oni. The Rifled Barrel is going to help the stopping power range, so it's going to make the gun more effective at long range, and the Laser Sight of course is going to make it more effective at short range. And if you are using the Tracer and you have reduced hip spread as well as a Laser Sight, this gun you basically don't even have to ADS with it. Honestly, if it's going to be that accurate at close range, you don't even need to ADS with it. But yeah guys, it took me probably, if we're being honest, a solid 3.5 to 4 hours of gameplay per pistol, if that's just a good guesstimate for me. So it took probably a total of 12 hours plus or minus 1 to 2 hours to get diamond for these pistols. It's really not that hard. It's just a grind. It's just like everything else when you're going for diamond. So don't be afraid to tackle the pistols. Just make sure you're playing hardcore. It's going to make it a lot easier. Just trust me on that. But if you guys have any questions on how to get diamond on the pistols, drop a comment down below. Let me know. If you enjoyed this little how-to help guide here to get diamond on the pistols, drop a like, guys. Really appreciate it. Lets me know that you guys enjoyed the video and you want to see more stuff like that. And guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoyed it. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. As always, thank you for all the support, the overwhelming support that you guys give me. Appreciate every single one of you. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you check in next Thursday for the next video. But yeah, that's it, guys. Blue Lightning. Much love. Peace.